The corporate axe had landed on my head. I had watched my colleagues for 16 years in and out of the organization. As any other corporate would do, there would be a change in the company strategy every new financial year. So here I was, 16 years old in my career, teenager, raging hormones, ready to take over the world. But I hadn't planned for it yet. You know how teenagers are. You feel like you can take over the world, but if you have not planned for it, then it's going to be a tough one. So I went through this phase where my phone was silent, nobody was calling. I was being blue-ticked, left, right, center. And then this one day, I get a call. Hey, Laura, would like to have a cup of coffee with you. And I'm like, whoa, free coffee? I'm game, I'm gonna take it. So I went for the date and met these two young men. Well, I call them young in my world. Two young men, we exchanged niceties, and after that, they dropped the bomb. And the bomb was, we would like you to come on board as our CEO. I say to myself, what? Anyway, my body temperature changed, my blood pressure went up, and I excused myself. Walked out of the coffee date to the parking lot and made a phone call from the parking lot and told them, guys, I think you have the wrong person. This order is too tall for me. It's been real. They were like, no. Think about it. We'll give you about a week to think about it. I said, okay, I'll think about it. I went and did research on what a CEO does. Please note, in my previous role in the corporate world, I was in marketing. And what does marketing do? Spend money. And now, when I look at the role of a CEO, it's about making money, managing finances, managing people. This is something I've never done before in my life. Why would anybody think that I'm right for the job? So I went, thought about it, and thought about life. And I said to myself, you know, life is about a mix of things. If you look at a cocktail, it's made up of different ingredients, but it creates the perfect balance that you want, okay? And when you have that drink, it's an amazing drink. Sometimes you may not be aware of what the barman has put in it, but it's an amazing drink. And that's how life should be. Life throws things at you, and you have to adapt. And sometimes you have no control over that. But when it comes to your career, you have control in driving your career. So you need to make the decisions that will get you to the next level, of which I was being given the opportunity, and I was scared and running away from it. So I thought about it, and I said, you know what, Laura? You need to get yourself out of this comfort zone. Stretch yourself. Take some risks. Get some new challenges, and learn something new. So at the end of the day, I said, yes, I will do it. So how many of you are operating in a comfort zone today and hoping for great things to happen in your life? I'm throwing that out at you. Think about it. So talking about the comfort zone, it's even worse for women. It is human nature for us to remain where we are comfortable. It's worse for women, and it's even worse for women in technology. And this is what I realized when I started my job. I was a senior woman in leadership, in technology, but there was nobody else with me. I loved the attention of the guys. There were many. They were nice. But how is it possible that I'm sitting at this table on my own without getting my fellow women to join me at the banquet? So I started asking a few questions. We do have science, technology, engineering, maths programs running in institutions today. There's a lot of funding. But what is happening to these girls when they graduate and get into the professional world? Where are they? Why are they not at the senior level? Do we really need these programs? Maybe they're the ones that are stopping us and making us lazy. Are we shy? Is it a cultural issue? Do we lack confidence? Is it that opportunities are not there? And these are the questions I kept on asking and wondering, how can we fix this? One of the biggest issues that stuck out for me was the perfectionism that women struggle with. If you see an opportunity somewhere and you feel you have 80% of the qualifications for that opportunity, you will not go for it as a woman. But a guy, even at 40%, will go for it. Have you ever been in a situation where you look at somebody in a role or in a job or running a business or head of a company, and you've interacted with them before, and you're asking yourself, how did they make it? Why is that guy in that job? It should be me. It's because we suffer from something called perfectionism. So, based on that, after I'd asked all those questions of why is it different for women, I took a step back and said, you're also a woman in technology. What has taken you so long to get to a senior leadership position? And I did some soul searching. I reflected internally and asked, why was I happy being a follower instead of a leader? Why didn't I see the signs? If I had done this 8 years ago, what impact would I have had? Would I be different at a different level in my career today? So, have you seen the signs? Have you asked yourselves the question? Are you thinking of wiggling out of your comfort zone? With that in mind, I decided to start the Women in Tech program. And the Women in Tech program, the focus is not your technical skills as a woman. The focus is around your social skills. When I peeled the onion a little bit more, I found out the biggest issue is we are socially awkward as women. And that is why we are struggling with getting to the top of the career ladder from a technology perspective. So 3 things stood out for me. 1, networking. 2, soft skills. And 3, mentorship. Networking and mentorship are buzzwords we hear every day, especially for those of you who are in the corporate world. They are nice, cute little words. But what do they really mean? What do they really mean? And the truth of the matter is, as a professional, you will always invest in your technical skills. You will never think about your social skills. What we forget is that the 2 of them go hand in hand for you to grow in your career. So you will always go get a new certificate for this, a new certificate for that, but you forget that whoever you are engaging with in the work environment or in the business environment, they're human beings. Okay? So what do we do to enhance your social skills, which there's no formal training for? So I looked at the 3 focus areas for the Women in Tech program, and I started thinking, how do we unpack this networking thing? And I had an aha moment. There's something called speed dating. And this speed dating thing is about 2 minutes. Take 2 minutes and elevator pitch yourself to the person who you want to meet or the person you're meeting. Because remember, your network is your net worth. So when you get those 2 minutes in front of somebody who you want to get something out of, what are you going to tell them? Are you ready with your elevator speech? What is your elevator pitch? Do you know how to put together an elevator pitch? Because networking is about what people know about you. That's what it is. It's not about who you know. It's what they know about you. So what are those strong traits that you have that you want to be out there? And even Bill Gates acknowledges it. So in the networking sessions, everybody is equal. Whether you're a senior woman in your career, whether you're a junior woman, whether you're in the middle, you're all the same. As soon as you walk that door, we're at the same platform. So how do we start interacting and making sure that we know each other and know each other's worth to be able to build each other? So 4 times a year, we have networking sessions. Secondly, it's the soft skills. And the soft skills aspect is an interesting one. Because if you look about things like critical and creative thinking, those are not things you will go to a school and you will be taught. But you need to learn them to survive. How do you communicate with the people you're interacting with? How are you solving problems? We are all stressed. How are you handling your stress? Are there answers to this? Of course, there's no direct answer. But if you come together as powerful minds and exchange stories and ideas around things you've done to deal with certain issues, then the next person will benefit from that. So from a soft skills perspective, what the program does is, one of the first things that we've done is we've partnered with Toastmasters to help women in technology grow their public speaking skills. Remember I said earlier, I was the only woman at the table. This means, even from a job perspective, I was the only woman on stage every time I would have technology summits. And I would reach out to my fellow women, and they would be like, I'm too shy, I can't do it. But when you look at what they're doing in the workplace, it's amazing. So I boldly took the bull by the horns, and I said, listen, I am going to start a program, and I need you ladies to register and take advantage of this. We put together a customized program for 6 weeks where women go in and are trained on public speaking. And that's just one aspect of the soft skills. There's very many, and I can't say I have the answers. But slowly, we are taking the journey. Finally, you have mentorship. And this is another beautiful word. We all keep on being told, get a mentor, get a mentor. What does it mean when you get a mentor? And who is a mentor anyway? What are you doing with that mentor? Do you have structure when you're engaging that mentor? It is your time that you've given up as a mentor to mentor this person. So if there's no structure, and if the person doesn't know what to do, then it's a waste of, both of you, it's a waste of your time, and time is money. So from a mentorship perspective, the program is trying to put together a framework that has clear key performance indicators on how you should engage with your mentor and how the mentor should engage with the mentee. I believe it should be two-way traffic. Each of you must learn something from each other. And then how do we partner, the mentor and the mentee? It is important to have clarity around some of these engagements that we do. So from that perspective, we have not kicked off. We just got our first sort of guidance around the mentorship framework, of which we are going to kick off in February 2020, because Christmas happens until end of January in Kenya. Yeah? So we look forward to that happening. Basically, this is a program that got me thinking deeply about my role in the society today. I cannot be at the top on my own without helping my fellow women join me up there. And because I have the opportunity, I can influence, I can impact, I can open doors. And when I walk away, I leave the other women doing the same thing. The thing that challenged me the most about starting this program was what is so unique, or what is going to be so unique about it. Because as you all know, there's all sorts of women programs happening, all sorts of funding coming in. So what was my value prop going to be? What was I going to do that was different and was bold and was brilliant for people to listen to me and to be able to partner with me, and for me to get the right target audience and to get the following that I need in order to be able to make a change and a difference? And this is how I came up with the social skills that are required. Because it's not about any other women in tech program. This is different. It's to personally grow. It's about personal development. And as one of my friends says, you must participate in your own rescue as a woman. So there's 3 things that I expect out of this program. 1, to unlock women's potential. And how do you unlock your potential? Okay? 2, to create opportunities. And 3, to build the confidence for you to be able to grab those opportunities, unlock your potential, and start seeing the signs. So that at the end of the day, when you're sitting in that boardroom or at that banquet table, there is no doubt as to why you're there. You're confident, you trust your voice, and your contribution is adding value. There is no second guessing yourself. So, women, whether in business, whether in technology, wherever you are, always remember to invest in yourself. And your social skills is the first thing that you should look at, because it is only natural for you. Thank you.